Hi guys and welcome to another vlog. I'm driving this. This is the fourth generation of the Mercedes S-Class. This is a 2001 model, the W220, the first generation of the S-Class in the real sense, because earlier before that it was known as the W140, the W126, the W116. Straight away I'm going to struggle to open this because oh no, I'm not going to struggle. I need to use a bit of my legs and knees, and there is the engine. Says Mercedes-Benz right here. This is where oil goes in, and then you can see the engine functioning at the moment. There is insulation, of course. Engine bay so packed that where is the battery? It's not there. This car does not have a battery. Yay, no battery. Thankfully, that is not the battery for sure. That is also not the battery for sure. Anyways, let's just shut this. Now this car comes courtesy of Mohan's Motors to me, and it is in immaculate condition. The Mercedes logo here, this should actually go inside. So we're going to push this, it will go back. I don't know how and when. Anyways, this car is very classic in the real sense. Firstly, where are the fog lights? No fog lights here, huh? Very classic Mercedes-Benz design. This grille has done duty for a long time on a lot of Mercedes models, including the C-Class as well as the E-Class. Huge lights. Earlier, the lights were sort of rectangle. This was the first, which was a little curved. You get a xenon projector setup, indicator. Everything is halogen here, of course. That is the parking light. It gets a headlight washer as well, which is amazing. Now, this is quite a long car for its time because this is more than 5.1 meters in terms of length. The wheelbase is actually more than 3.1 meters. Yeah, it is quite long. And right now you can see the ground clearance is not much because it is lowered. Obviously you can raise the ride height as well. Black colored brake calipers. Alloy wheel design is a little classy, not that amazing. No space between the body and the wheels, of course, rather the tires. 235 60 16 is the size of the tires. And if you see this line, it continues all the way. But see the attention to detail. They have actually put it right here as well. What a classic looking Mercedes car. It looks fantastic. Lovely indeed. I love the design. Now let's try and open this. It opens from the inside or what? I'm not too sure. Coming to the rear, again, very classic Mercedes design. Very clean. No badging here or there other than the Mercedes logo right here. Says S320, and this chrome, which was a fascination back in the day. I remember I had bought an S-Team wherein we had actually put this chrome line because it was available. Chrome patti bolte hain usko. Towing hook right here. Faisal Khan fingers of truth. Disappointed that an old car like this has a hidden exhaust. Yeah, the exhaust is hidden right there. Yeah, it just is. No, it has dual exhaust, of course. That's kind of crazy. I think that's the fuel tank. Let's open the boot because it has some interesting bits. So I press a button. You actually feel you have opened something. Warning triangle there. Boot is actually big. Yeah, it's quite big, this boot. And then I can just hook this up right there. Battery is placed in the boot because there is no space up ahead. Obviously it came with V8 engines as well. This is a V6. All the toolkit is placed right here. Now this is a smaller size tire, but it's still a 16-incher. 225 60 16. I think it came with the same size tire with an alloy wheel, of course. But the interesting part is not this. The interesting part is this. What is this? Here I press a button and there it comes out. Yes, it gets a 6 CD changer, which is actually placed in the boot. Isn't that super cool? So back in the day, multimedia was very differently used, and all I have to do is put it back like this. Here, I push it, and there it slots back into place. Wow, I love this. And look at the angle at which the boot opens. Absolutely 90-degree vertical. Take that, Tata Ultros. Yeah, 90 degrees. I love how heavy everything is. To put in effort. No reverse parking camera. Back in the day, people had proper eyes so they could see what is behind and reverse even such a long car. That's kind of amazing. Let's get into the rear seat because this is an S-Class and it stays true to being an S-Class. You see, there are a lot of buttons here. Why are there a million buttons here? For a lot of reasons. You can adjust the seat in a multiple number of ways. This is for seat cooling. This is for seat heating. Yeah. Heating and ventilation for all the seats in the car. It actually slides properly. And there comes out the ashtray. There's a cigarette lighter here. Hidden feature, huh? But I hope I don't break stuff. Yeah, there it is. Power window controls. Check this. One touch up and down. It goes all the way down. The power windows work so smoothly and this is so thick as well. Absolutely crazy. Tweeter placement here. AC vents have been placed right here. Hook here says SRS airbag. This car has got, hold your breath, I'll show you one thing. Yeah, it says SRS airbag here as well. It has got 8 freaking airbags. Yeah, 8 airbags in this car. Under the support is not that great. Legroom and kneeroom is fine, but I can press a button and then I can push this seat ahead. There you see. And when I do that now, just observe the headrest. Okay, the headrest is smart enough to go down on its own, knowing that when I'm pushing this ahead, I need to have a better view of what's around there. Now you see the amount of legroom and knee room is absolutely crazy. This is hump in the center transmission tunnel, so yes, I wouldn't say that a center passenger is welcome, although he does get a head. So all adjustable headrests in this car. Of course, it's an S-Class. You get a center armrest which has got twin cup holders, has some storage space here as well. Quite practical this car, huh? And then obviously you want to see your face, so what do? You press a button here and there is the mirror with light which automatically turns on, or you can also turn it on optionally. Actually, there are different lights. That's kind of cool. And there's a hook, there's a handle. In fact, there's a handle for the driver to hold on to as well, so everybody gets a handle to hold on to. And then we have got AC vents at the rear, in the center, and AC control. So 4-zone climate control, air conditioning. Oh my god, this is a chiller. I just press this O button or 0 button and it shuts. Can control the flow of air, of course. Magazine holders, not really scooped out, but no height adjustable seat belts. That's kind of shocking to me. So let me actually get this seat behind. Yeah, this is an S-Class, the true essence of a Mercedes S-Class. Seats are nice and comfortable. Yeah, recline angle is also nice. Look at that dashboard. Isn't that a thing of beauty? And obviously it gets wood treatment as well. Now let's get out from here. Doors do open decently wide and you have this wood treatment here as well. Let me just slot this and put it back there. It's done and dusted. Faisal Khan is also a mechanic, I heard. Anyways, I press this button. Okay, now I activated this seat. With this button, I activate that seat. So here, I can actually recline the seat, so it's never an issue in terms of under thigh support. Actually, earlier on it was, but now it's not. And you get lumbar support as well, so you can adjust the lumbar using this. What a beautiful rear seat. And all these headrests can be reclined with the touch of a button as well. In fact, it says airbag here. So many airbags in this car. Proper seat belts for everybody out there. And then I don't want to take any effort to close the door. Before that, let me show you, there's some warning here for side airbag. So I'm just going to be like, okay, it can't happen. I'm just going to, oh my god, it automatically shuts. It's so heavy, the door. But here, there you see, soft closed door function. You won't believe a soft closed door function in a car which is 22 years old. Band ho ja bhai, abhi povot mat kar. There it is, shut itself. Now it has got request sensors on both the sides. I think this is the request sensor. So it has got sort of keyless entry. Why am I entering here? Because if you notice, it connects the air conditioning from the dashboard to the door to put AC out from here as well. But I am showing you the first aid kit, which is actually placed right here. Yeah, they've placed the first aid kit in the front near the space right here. In fact, there's a net here and then the glove box is decent size. In fact, you press a button, there is a pen holder right here, so a lot of practical bits, and obviously you've got lights here as well. Glove boxes are a little chintu-mintu. There's nothing here, so nothing opens like that. Seats are really nice and comfortable. Says Mercedes-Benz right here. I don't know if you can see that. Let me shut the front door. And there it is. It's a beautiful looking car, a classic Mercedes. Can you see this? Usually all this is now hidden inside, but that was about function over form back in the day. Even the wiper has this dual blade to it, massive mechanism as well, and you won't believe it has got automatic headlights and automatic wipers. That's the reason it has got the rain sensor here, small chintu-mintu sunroof and chrome door handles. Now a lot of interesting bits at the front, because you obviously get a fire extinguisher right here. You get a proper dead pedal sort of, and that is actually to release the handbrake. Yeah, actually that is to engage the handbrake. This is to release the handbrake. Headlight controls, this is the key of the vehicle and this is how you actually start the car. Yeah, there is no keyless entry here or push button start. Door pockets are big enough, lot of switches. These are actually for the power windows. This is for child lock function. This is to open the boot of the vehicle. 8-way electric adjust for the driver's seat or for most of the seats in this car, for all the seats of the car. These are the controls for adjustment of the outside rear view mirrors, and you can actually shut the mirrors as well. Yeah, that is kind of cool there. I press a button and I have to still figure out how things, no, there it is. Absolutely maddening kind of features in this car. I love it. And here you have memory settings. You can save up to 3 people's settings. I don't know what E is for. Ventilation, heating is also present in this car. Let's actually sit inside, and the doors shut with a proper thud. Yeah, let's turn off the hazard lights. Now there is some storage here, but you want cup holders, right? Of course you can get those as well. Twin cup holders, very unique. And here is some storage space as well. Meanwhile, This is for winter, this is for summer, and this is the gear selector. There's no button you have to press, you can directly select. I think this was one of the last of the Mercedes models which actually had a gear lever here because they shifted to something on this side. So there's nothing on this car. Then they decided it's empty, let's put the gear selector right there. These are the controls for the wipers. This is for cruise control and electric adjust for the steering wheel, both for reach as well as rake. Of course, it's a Mercedes, that also top of the line, so it will get all that and more. Now here, if you notice, P stands for what? It stands for parking. It tells you exactly which gear you have selected, and then you can decide if you're in summer or winter mode. And there's the clock, there's the outside temperature meter, there's the engine temperature meter, fuel meter, speedometer, and there's a tachometer right here. And obviously there's a display. So there are 3 TFT displays, and then you can browse through a lot of information. So it tells you the range, it tells you what basically radio you're listening to. So all this you can browse through using these buttons, and then using these buttons you can also browse through things up and down. So a lot of settings can be changed, including putting stuff in German. Speedometer is marked all the way to 260 kilometers per hour, which is crazy. Beautiful AC vents. In fact, it says SRS airbag right here. These are the controls for the audio system. There is no screen, there is no reverse parking camera. This is obviously auto dimming. Here you get a mirror along with a light. Same is the case here as well. You get a mirror along with a light. Yeah, the light works. Yeah, there it works. Oh my god, the steering is huge with so many buttons now. So actually these are for the display. These are actually for the audio system. This is for phone call. The horn is nice and loud. R is for reset, and this is actually for adjusting the illumination of this cluster. Lot of buttons here. So this is actually for the sun blind at the rear. There, I can put it down and then I can put it up. I'm quite surprised it doesn't have sun blinds on the side for the rear windows. It could have had that. This is for towing. In case you're towing the car, you press this button. This is to recline the rear headrest. So you press a button and there all the 3 headrests will recline. That function is not working at the moment. This is actually to lock and unlock the vehicle. So here I'll lock the car. There it goes down inside. Yeah, it's very smooth how things actually work. This is to raise the ride height of the vehicle. So obviously it has got air suspension. This is for sportier suspension, so adaptive dampers, so it becomes sportier in terms of more stiffness. This is to turn off the electronic stability program, the traction control system. Now you might be wondering, here's the screen. No, there is some storage space here. This car has no screen, so it will never date only. And these are the controls for the air conditioning. Air conditioning is a chiller. Like I told you, it's a 4-zone climate control air conditioning system. In fact, there is an ashtray here, of course. Now, how does the music system actually work? Firstly, there is a cassette player, which means that we are actually going to remove a cassette from here. And this is the coolest thing you will see on the internet today, wherein you actually have to put a cassette to play audio. So here, I am just going to push it inside like this and listen to this. Isn't that awesome? Yeah, it's just fantastic using a cassette to listen to music in a car of this kind. And the cassette is working, the cassette player is working, everything is working. So that's fantastic. Big thumbs up to everybody out there who's made sure this is working, especially Mercedes-Benz for making such great quality in their car. Yeah, my knee does hit the dashboard a bit, so that's a bit of a bummer. And then when I get into reverse, no parking sensors, no parking camera, just pure skill while parking. This is actually a storage space here. It is not an ashtray. You know why? Because the ashtray is actually here along with a cigarette lighter. So yeah, you really don't know what all can open in this car. That's kind of funny and weird. Let me shut the car, and there is the key of the vehicle. So you have to actually put the key inside to obviously turn on the car. There is no push button. Now this is to unlock the car, this is to lock the car, and this is to open the boot of the vehicle. And there is something here. I think this is to actually remove the physical key of the vehicle. There's an airbag off button right here, but most important thing is the sunroof of this vehicle. Yeah, it has these vents here for reasons known best to Mercedes-Benz only. You press a button and there it opens, brings in a lot of airy feeling inside the cabin. Is that the maximum? Yeah, that is the maximum it opens, but it is quite big, I would say. And let's just shut this. This works flawlessly well for a car of this age. Let's start driving right away. Alright, we're all set to go, which means turning on the car, and I don't have to press the brake to turn on the car. There it turns on very smoothly, no swipe up, nothing of that sort. Let's release the handbrake, turn off the air conditioning. We get into drive mode. We also get into sport suspension here, ESP off as well, left foot on the brake, right foot on the accelerator. And let's actually change this to the speedometer, the digital one. Revving the motor and off we go. Okay, I have to admit that the gearbox is quite slow, but the engine is super smooth and super refined. What a smooth engine, unbelievably smooth this engine is. And the feeling of driving this car is just something else, because it's all about luxury. It doesn't pretend to be sporty in any way. It just wants to be something which is huge in terms of size, which obviously is beautiful in the way it drives. Ride is amazing. Wipers work really well. Lot of Spirit offer. Around the corners, you can feel the body roll. It's got Airmatic air suspension. Yes, air suspension in this 22-year-old car, which is amazing. And the steering has decent amount of feel and feedback. There is slack. It's not very quick to move as such, but then it gets the job done. Now, there is no manual control on the gearbox at all. There are no paddle shifters here, so that's a bit of a bummer. I would have liked to change gears myself. Gearbox is also very slow shifting, so this will be a traditional torque converter gearbox, of course. I think it's a 5-speed or something. I don't know. I don't care, because it does wheel spin like that, which is absolutely crazy. Red lines at just under 6,000 RPM. So this is a 3.2 liter V6 engine, which produces 224 horsepower and 315 Newton meters of torque. It's a gas guzzler. Will return somewhere around 4 to 8 kilometers per liter, depending on your driving style. Around the corners, there's so much roll, but I can see that the Mercedes logo right in front. So yeah, it corners with a lot of confidence. It's a heavy car. There's no denying that fact. There is quite a lot of weight to lug around. Yeah, it has got ABS, but soft suspension, so it does nosedive here and there. There isn't as much power that you think you're going to like spin by accelerating way too hard. No, that does not happen. Engine is unbelievably smooth and refined as well. Gearbox is also very smooth, but very slow in making shifts. So that's something which could be better. The horn can't hear at all, because the insulation levels are just fantastic in this car. Brakes could be better, not very sure-footed. I think there's a lot of weight this car is lugging around now, so it doesn't really have that confidence under heavy braking, of course. And the steering has quite a lot of weight as such, so it's not very heavy, but you can feel there's a resistance from the steering wheel most of the times. Now this car had got smart cruise control, something like adaptive cruise control, so a lot of tech in a very old car, I would say. And it also had an S55 version with V8 engines and whatnot. This is a humble engine. So this generation of the S-Class was actually launched in 1998. So the S-Class line actually started way back in 1972, and they, I think, celebrated 50 years of the S-Class last year. So the first generation was obviously the W116, then came the W126. My personal favorite was the third generation of the S-Class, known as the W140, built like a tank. And then after that, it was sort of downhill for Mercedes-Benz, because they never made a tank like the W140. Obviously, it had a lot of glitches. This car was also not the most reliable, had its own fair share of issues. In fact, in the US, I think those agencies which rate in terms of reliability gave it very poor rating and then improved the rating over time. So initial glitches were there. Mercedes' first S-Class model, which was actually not made by engineers, it was made by accountants. Yeah, that's right. There was a fixed budget to make this car, unlike earlier where there was an unlimited budget to make the S-Class, like the W126 and the W140. The 140 is just the best S-Class model ever. This is the 4th generation. 5th generation log is also there. 6th generation log is also there. 7th generation log is also there. And should I try to spin the wheels? Oh, little bit of going sideways. I can do sideways in this car, but it's so heavy, it's so big that I don't want to take that risk. Grip levels are fine, and it's so simple, plain and basic in terms of the infotainment that I really love it. I don't feel I'm driving a 22-year-old car. This car will not age because it doesn't have a big fat screen here which will tell the age of the car. No, none of that here. Simple, plain, basic, amazing, amazing, amazing. That's all I can say about this car. Really drives very well. If you want to really experience true blue luxury, this is the car to buy, because it's just about holding one hand on the steering wheel, the other hand just wandering around like this. Okay, I'm distracting you guys. And then just piloting along, listening to silence inside, because the insulation levels are just mind-blowing. Car drives really well, very smooth, very nice, fantastic machine. And this is something which really blows my mind, that how Mercedes-Benz has made an iconic car in the S-Class, because it's all about smoothness and it's all about me being stupid and launching it yet again. So left foot on the brake, right foot on the accelerator, ESP is off, so it has this warning triangle there. Revving the motor, little bit of wheel spin, rear wheel drive of course, and off we go. Not very fast revving an engine. First gear 61 kilometers per hour, second gear it will take you to around 80. Oh my god, 99 kilometers per hour in second gear. Top speed will be somewhere around, I think this car should comfortably manage to hit 220 to 30 kilometers per hour, and it's going to be dead stable at that speed, because it's all about German engineering here, which it absolutely nails. What a fantastic car. What a lovely machine. beautiful in the way it drives. And the kind of tech on this car really blows my mind. Such an old car with such kind of tech, who would have thought? And most of it also works still, till date. So all those people who say German cars are not reliable, well, you are kind of right and kind of wrong as well.
We never said that.
Because things are actually working here. Things could be better. And I see a beautiful view ahead, but and I see bad roads as well, so I don't want to go there right now. And it's time for getting hard under the throttle. There is no suspension noise, nil, zero, nada, zit, shunya. Absolutely no suspension noise. There's a little judder under heavy braking, and the airmatic suspension obviously helps to ensure that the ride quality is very nice indeed. And then I can go circles around. In fact, I can do 7 circles right now to marry this car because it's so beautiful, it's so amazing. But my wife would not agree, so I have to just cut the circle. You can hear a lot of the tire noise right now. Tires are screeching in protesting. Bas kar bhai, kya kar raha hai, kyun kar raha hai aise? Yeah, the engine sounds sporty in the higher end of the rev range. So it's very smooth and silent lower down, but as soon as you get past 4000 RPM, it becomes loud. But they have actually engineered it to last long. That's the reason it doesn't rev all the way till 7000 RPM. So here, throttle. What a beautiful machine. No drive mode. None of that. Just sit inside and enjoy absolute comfort and luxury. That is the Mercedes S-Class for you, at least the 4th generation model. New cars are obviously loaded with way too many things. And here, it's time to launch. ABS works, huh? But it's not very effective somehow. So guys, this is my vlog of the Mercedes S-Class. This is an amazing car, the W220. Right now we are at the W223 or the V223 for India because of the long wheelbase. This is also a long wheelbase. At that time they did not call it V, they call it W only. And it is such a piece of beauty. Again, I've started doing circles for reasons best known to myself. I also don't know why I'm so stupid. But yeah, I love this car. Get a retro Mercedes. Get a lot of money to upkeep it because maintenance will be a for sure, but the car is lovely. It still feels like new. The quality of the cabin, nothing seems to have aged or got ruined or broken or anything of that sort, and that is the real beauty of a Mercedes-Benz car, especially the S-Class, the ultimate sedan in the world. Here we go again. I can't pull the handbrake to do a spin because it's on my foot. It's kind of a foot brake. This is the last of the Mercedes S-Class, I think, wherein the gear lever is here. And then they changed it right here. It's extremely comfortable at the rear as well. Rear seat passengers really enjoy this car because of the smoothness, the amazing suspension, and the ride is not great, but who really cares? If you like this vlog, make sure to give the thumbs up. That's a like button. And also let me know which other retro Mercedes model I should make a vlog on, because I've done it on the W123, the W124. You can click somewhere on the top right corner of the screen to watch it right now. How many circles will Faisal take today? And Faisal is like, yes, I shall. Bye.